Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great Lake and let's try to get some wins. Alright, we're going to be trying out the Toxapex paired with the Dunsparce and the Shadow Feraligatr in the back. We got the Toxapex versus the opposing Shadow Feraligatr. They try to catch a move. We are going to be patient with it. We switch out into the Shadow Feraligatr into this Cloud Siren. We should be able to outpace them. So they do tank the first move. We're going to shield here. Ends up being an Earthquake. So we can safely get to this next Hydro Cannon before they get to theirs. This is going to get the shield or it's going to get the KO. They decide to shield it. And now we have to make a decision. We're going to shield here. Ends up only being the Stone Edge. So they immediately combo play into their Feraligatr. We know that they have two. We're going to catch their second Hydro Cannon. So now we are in this switch locked scenario. We're going to fire off the Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave does take out the Feraligatr. They come back in with their Clodsire. The Clodsire here was Energy Dry. We're going to fire off this Brine. And now we see that they have the Venusaur lurking in the back. Venusaur here is going to be able to fire off the move before we get to ours. Frenzy Plant takes us out. Now coming down to this scenario, we got to get to 2 drill runs. And we do tank the first Frenzy Plant. And now we have to fire out this drill run. This is going to get this shield or it's going to get some big damage. Ooh, unfortunately, our opponent does get to another move. Frenzy Plant does take out the takes out the Dunsparce, but luckily the Feraligatr of our own is very close to Hydro Cannon and down goes the Venusaur. So GG's to our opponent. Well played on both sides. Too many back and forths, catching all over the place. And luckily we were able to sneak out a win. Alright, we got the Toxapex versus the Malamar. We're going to switch out into the Feraligatr. The Feraligatr here is just going to pressure. Okay, we do grab a shield, so that's good. Our opponent here does throw a move, so we're going to have to shield the foul play because we at least want to get to this next Hydro Cannon. This Hydro Cannon here will get some good damage for it, get the shield. So we do grab 2 shields with the Feraligatr, and that's pretty much a job well done. Superpower does get revealed. Our opponent here switches out into the Dunsparce. We're going to throw the Hydro Cannon and then switch into our own Dunsparce. We do have the health advantage. Now the question is, can we take out this Dunsparce before they take us out? We either have to come out with some energy or we have to... Okay, our opponent does throw a move here. This is going to be tough. Are we going to be able to farm down? We do get the farm down. That is key so that we have energy to throw back at whatever they have. They end up having the Clodsire in the back. We're going to make sure we try to catch a move. Maybe this is the Stone Edge. Okay, Sludge Bomb, even better for us. So we were able to tank one of the more inefficient moves. Our opponent here is going to be able to throw another move here. Ends up being the Earthquake. We do survive it easily. We go for this Brine to chip away. It doesn't really do that much damage. We force out some energy from this Malamar. And now we have to think about how we're going to take out the Clodsire and the Malamar with some relatively low health of Pokemon. So we're going to go into our Dunsparce here to take out this Malamar. Then we're going to switch into our Feraligatr and race to the move. We do reach this Hydro Cannon. This should take out the Clodsire and boom! Down goes the Clodsire. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Kind of dancing around our backline. So we do have kind of an interesting team. We do have double waters, but we got a Toxapex protecting against the Feraligatr weakness of Grass type, and then we got the Dunsparce, kind of just like a good generalist. Our opponent here does have the Dugong to deal with here. We are going to tank the drill run, and we're going to dip out of there. Looks like they're going to be able to reach another move here. Icy Wind does get revealed. However, we are going to be able to fight back with a Rock Slide. This Rock Slide is debuffed, but it is super effective. And then we're going to see if they're going to catch a move. Okay, we tried to be sneaky right there, and unfortunately, they did catch it onto their jump up. We threw the drill run because we were anticipating a switch into the last Pokemon, but unfortunately, they go back into their jump up. So well played by them. We throw this Sludge Wave to grab a shield or get the huge damage. Our opponent here is going to be able to throw an Energy Ball here. Doesn't quite KO. We're going to fire off this move here to see if we can grab the second shield. Ooh, nice call by our opponents. We wouldn't have been able to get to that Sludge Wave anyways because they were going to be able to farm us down. And now we have a tough situation. We got the Feraligatr versus this Dunsparce, not really taking any fast move damage. However, we do have 2 shields to deal with. We shield the first one. We know that they have a lot of energy, so we're gonna have to shield this one anyways. And now we just gotta make sure we throw a good time. This Hydro Cannon here will do roughly 50%. Trying to get to a move. Okay, nice catch by our opponent. It is gonna be caught onto the Dugong. And what do we think that they're gonna bring back? The Dunsparce? It is the Dunsparce. And we try to catch the move. Our opponent is gonna throw a move, ends up being the Duran, doesn't quite KO. We're gonna throw this Rock Slide here. Doesn't quite kill. Looking for the farm down. We do get the farm down, and one fast move away from being able to get to that Ice Beam. I don't think the Hydro Cannon would have taken out from that range. It was still in the yellow, so we know that it had at least 25% health. So GG's to our opponent. That was a close game. Maybe if we had thrown the correct move against that jump up, we would have won, right? So next game, we got the Feraligatr here versus the PokemonGo. Our opponent does throw the break here, and we were able to survive it. We're going to fire off the Hydro Cannon here to chip away. Does get him into the red, so that's not bad. We did grab a shield as well. Dragon Claw here does get revealed. That's fine. We can take it, and then we are able to farm down. Here comes the Talon Flame. We're going to fire off a Brine here. This is going to do super effective damage. Does roughly 30%, 30-40%. We are going to show this first one. Could be Brave Bird. They go for the fly. That's fine. And then they reveal that they have the Superior in the back. Superior here. It's going to be kind of tricky. They are going to fire off a Frenzy Plant. We can tank the first one, thankfully. We're going to fire off a Rock Slide here. And it's just a neutral move. But also, we're going to try our best to get this low enough that we can farm down with the Toxapex, because we know we still have to do with that Talon Flame. Forcing out some energy right here. Most likely going to be Arrow Ace. Yep, there it is. And I'm going to our Toxapex here. We are going to shield here. We shield the Frenzy Plant. Our opponent here does elect to use a move here. Let's see what moveset they're running. Oh, it ends up only being Fly. So potential chance to farm. And then we come out with 2 brines here. So we should be good by throwing back-to-back brines. Hitting the first shield. This brine here is not effective, but it's so low that it should take it out. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Toxapex at the end right there with a ton of energy. And I'm assuming that the Talon Flame was running Fly and Flame Charge. Okay, so here we go. We got the horrible match of a Gastrodon versus the Toxapex. We're going to switch into the Feraligatr. They counter swap into their Mandibus. This is not going to be a favorable situation for us. We're just going to try our best to chip away at this Mandibus. They do shield the first one, so we do grab that shield back. And then we're just going to spam these Hydro Cannons here. Hydro Cannon does roughly 20-25%. We get them into the yellow. They fire up another Arrow Ace. We're going to make sure we try to catch a move onto our Dunsparce. Try to get the energy advantage. We do tank the Arrow Ace. And unfortunately, they have another counter to the Dunsparce with this Diggerby. The Diggerby is going to fire up a Scorching Sand. Scorching Sand does neutral damage. It doesn't get the debuff, so we have that going for us. We're going to fire off our own Jordan. And at this point, we have to try our best to catch some inefficient moves. Hopefully, okay, they end up throwing the Scorching Sand, and they're going to come straight back into their Gastrodon. This Gastrodon here is looking to get the farm down, I believe. We're going to fire off this Brine. The Brine here is not going to do that much, but it is chipping away. We're going to fire off another Brine here, but they're going to farm us down, and we are in a bit of a trouble here. We don't really have a counter to this Gastrodon, and we're just going to sack the Dunsparce at this point. Oh, they go for the Brave Bird, so we are able to survive that. We fire off the Hydro here. This is going to get the shield, or it's going to get the KO. They decide to shield it, and we're going to have no choice but to shield here. Maybe we get the farm down? No, they don't allow us to get the farm down. They go for back-to-back body slam right here, and that is GG's, unfortunately. Just unable to wiggle out of that situation. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.